Yo, what is good everyone? OJ here and welcome to another video. Today, we've got some great information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with Nintendo of America announcing a brand new special presentation for Fire Emblem Heroes. So here's what they had to say directly on Twitter. Tune in 11/7, which is this Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. PT to get the latest information about Fire Emblem Heroes in a new Fire Emblem Heroes channel. Fire Emblem Heroes will share new features from the next update, so be sure to tune in. The broadcast will last approximately 13 minutes. The page is already up. You guys can see the art right here. And this is interesting because there have been rumors going around, and I've reported on it myself, that Nintendo could be doing another Nintendo Direct in November. And people are starting to wonder, is this that Direct presentation? However, this isn't a Nintendo Direct. This isn't even a Fire Emblem Heroes Direct. They're just calling it like a new features type of presentation. They're not even calling it a Direct at all. Now, Nintendo has used the terminology for mobile games as directs. For example, we've gotten a Direct with Fire Emblem Heroes before, right? The whole Fire Emblem Direct where they initially announced Fire Emblem Heroes was at a Direct. We've also got Dragalia Lost Direct. We've gotten Animal Crossing Direct. So they have done this before with mobile games, but they're deciding not to call it a Fire Emblem Heroes Direct. So this can go in a couple different directions here, guys, when it comes to this whole rumor. Is there going to be another Nintendo Direct or November Direct? Now, this can actually go in a couple different directions here. It can go in the direction of this is what they were talking about because Nintendo has called these things Direct before, or it can go into, well, no, it wasn't talking about that and there's actually going to be something else. Now, I personally feel that this was probably what they were talking about, considering that Nintendo has had Directs before. But then again, if you look at the different rumors, they say normal Nintendo Direct, but who's to say that a mobile Direct wouldn't be considered normal at some point, or to someone talking about a rumor? I just don't know in terms of the information and kind of where it came from and what their sources said per se, but this could definitely be it when it comes to it. So we just have to wait and see, I guess, for the rest of November. But here's the thing though, guys. Mr. Furukawa has already stated that there's no more surprises. Nintendo's not announcing anything else. So I would think, right? I would think that this would probably be what that person was talking about, and there's nothing else when it comes to Nintendo Directs. And they're just gonna wait till next year because we've always seen in January big presentations, right? January 2017, we had the huge Nintendo Switch presentation, the big revealing in games and all of that. January 2018, we had The World Ends With You Final Remix. We also had Dark Souls being announced at the Nintendo Mini Direct. So I would think that Nintendo's going to follow up the tradition and make sure January has something after the holidays. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe also comes out in January, so maybe something goes down with that game as well. I think it's like mid-January for that game. So we just have to wait and see, guys. I'm not really sure what's going on. The Fire Emblem channel obviously is going to do something here. Fire Emblem Heroes might not necessarily be the game that you guys were looking forward to when it comes to Fire Emblem hearing about, but I do feel that we're going to get a nice blowout of information of Fire Emblem next year when we're closer to the launch. I don't think we necessarily need a bunch of different information on Fire Emblem at this point, especially when they're still tweaking it and tuning it and making it bigger and better. Because remember, this game was supposed to launch in 2018 and they delayed it into 2019 because I think they want to really make this a high quality Fire Emblem game that has everything that fans want and then some. And it's their first HD Fire Emblem game. I think it's going to be memorable, so I think that's the reason why that they want to take some more time. So I think it's good. Wait till next year, get maybe a Direct focused on it, or it's part of another Direct as well. So what do you guys think about this Fire Emblem Heroes new information presentation? And yes, I will be streaming it live on Wednesday. It is at 7:30 p.m. PT, so not bad for me. We can go straight from PE Live right into this presentation. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into some exciting news from Virtuos. They have stated they have some, quote, exciting high-profile Switch games coming out very soon. So Virtuos has done a number of high-profile games on the Nintendo Switch already. They did handle the remaster of LA Noire on the Nintendo Switch last year in 2017, and they were also behind Dark Souls Remastered, and I'm pretty sure that they helped out with Starlink Battle for Atlas as well. So they definitely have been around the block when it comes to Nintendo Switch and high-profile games. And here's what they had to say when it comes to what they have in the future for the system. Quote, "For obvious reasons, we cannot say what exactly we're working on, but we will definitely have some exciting high-profile Switch games coming out very soon. By porting Dark Souls, we have proven that we can take on any Switch project, so we are confident we will get more projects in the future. As you might have seen in the last few weeks, we've also worked on Ubisoft's Starlink Battle for Atlas, which has received critical acclaim. So yes, they have definitely done that. They've ported Dark Souls, they've done Starlink, they've done LA Noire. They've done a good job for the most part. The only one that I guess some people were saying is sketchy is Dark Souls Remastered, but at the same time, it's still not a bad plane and still a good version of Dark Souls. It's still really good on the Nintendo Switch, and it runs a lot better than what we saw on the Xbox 360 and also the PS3. So I'm definitely going to give them credit there. It's the first Dark Souls or Souls style of game, but Starlink Battle for Atlas is really good on the Nintendo Switch, and LA Noire is also really good on the Nintendo Switch. They all run really well, don't really have much frame rate issues or anything like that, or problems with the gameplay. You can pick them up and they're enjoyable. So right behind Panic Button, I would put Virtuos right there, and then I'd also say Iron Galaxy is probably right around there as well. Just Iron Galaxy hasn't done as much. They've done Skyrim and they've also done Diablo, so two pretty good ones there. So maybe Iron Galaxy is maybe a little bit above them. It's just that Virtuos has done a little bit more when it comes to it. But I think Iron Galaxy, they have taken some time to do their ports as well, but they did recently say, Virtuos at least said, that it took them a little bit over a year to do Dark Souls Remastered, so they had to take some time as well. But this is definitely good to see. I love when Virtuos or when Iron Galaxy or when Panic Button come out and start talking about, hey, this is what we're doing with the Nintendo Switch. This is how we're porting things. Like, we've proven they're looking to get contracts. They're hungry for those contracts and for developers to say, yeah, we can bring this game over to the Nintendo Switch, or we can bring that game over to Nintendo Switch. And I'm really hoping that not only do we see games like Dark Souls, obviously that was from the last generation, right? 7th generation, it's been brought over. But I really want to see more developers take those RPGs and say, hey, we're going to bring over some of these old school games and give them to Virtuos or give them to Iron Galaxy. Some of these 7th generation and 8th generation games as well that were really good and have just been kind of like brushed aside. I just think there's a lot of different games that they can do. Obviously there's 8th generation games that they can bring out. There's tons of different games, but it's just, we need more of these guys. That's basically what I'm saying here too. We need more Virtuos. We need more Iron Galaxies. We need more Panic Buttons to come out there and make games for the Switch, because the next generation is coming as well. But I don't think the Switch business is going to slow down. People are always going to want to play these style of games anywhere that they want. You can have the most powerful PC in the world. That's not going to stop people from wanting to play games on the Nintendo Switch, even if it's in the fraction of the frame rate or the resolution or whatever the case. People are still going to want to play games. So I would love to see that there are more developers that say, okay, we're going to build our own, or there's more developers that kind of come together to make their own Virtuos or Iron Galaxy or something like that, so we can get more of these, because sometimes these guys have to turn down projects. We heard that with Panic Button. They have to turn down games, and I'm wondering what games are they turning down when it comes to some of these bigger titles from PS4 and Xbox One. And if we had more studios that have that expertise, we could get more on the system. So hopefully this turns into something good, right? I want to see what games that they're going to be working on when it comes to Virtuos. I don't know what they're going to do. Obviously, they say they have some exciting games coming out soon. I would guess soon would be 2019. So soon is in a few months soon, not as in like next week or in December. So I'm guessing they're talking about like January, February, March, April and stuff like that, because they're done with Starlink. They probably started up another project as well, done with Dark Souls, so starting up new projects. So I'm guessing that it's going to be 2019 at some point, but hey, maybe they'll surprise us with something. So what do you guys think about what Virtuos had to say here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here. Travis strikes again, and No More Heroes. We have the full key visual for you guys, and it's looking pretty lit, because once again, it's Suda. You know he's gonna get down when it comes to the actual art of the game. That's one of the best things about the No More Heroes franchise, is just the art, the style, the substance. It's really slick, it's really punk, and it's Travis touchdown all the way. So Grasshopper Manufacturer has released the key visual artwork for Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes on the Nintendo Switch. This game is an exclusive, and it's due out January 18th, 2018 for the Nintendo Switch. It's another one of those games that's kind of been flying under the radar because of the style of game that it is. It's not quite like how it used to be with the old school No More Heroes 1 and No More Heroes 2, but then again, it's still adding some cool things to the mix, for example, like co-op play, and it's kind of like in a whole different type of world. It's a game within a game with video games. So it's pretty cool, right? So you can kind of go around, slash things up. If you have a co-op partner, you can do that as well. Looks like there's going to be some cool HD rumble built into there, some nice boss battles as well. Definitely more arcadey with the action, upgrades, power-ups. Looks like it's more of an old school style of game than what we saw with No More Heroes, which was very different. Tried to be old school, but it was more of a modern type of game when it comes to the combat and everything. But with this visual, I absolutely love what they're doing here. You have Travis kind of like zooming in on the side, kind of going through, the Batman and all of them there. You have all these just different cool looking characters. And it just reminds me of like the awesomeness of Travis Touchdown and No More Heroes in the franchise, because the franchise at times can be looked at as a little bit more style than substance, but you just kind of have to dig for it a little bit. Especially No More Heroes 2, Desperate Struggle. That game definitely has a lot more depth than what we saw in the first game, but there's always been some issues with controls and other things that I think have held the franchise back. So we'll see how this one works. It's going to be the first time that we're really playing it 60 frames per second. It's going to be really smooth. It's going to be a different style of game, but I'm very interested in seeing the boss battles and what they do else to kind of change up the gameplay and mix things up a bit, because I think this is going to be a $60 game. We'll see how much hours of gameplay it has and kind of what they do with it and how they evolve things, but I'm excited to play. I'm going to play it no matter what. I love Suda51 games, even with all of their faults. I always play them no matter what, so I'm looking forward to seeing this one more. So what do you guys think about everything that we discussed here when it comes to Fire Emblem Heroes, Virtuos, and what they have in store for the Switch, and also Travis Strikes Again at No More Heroes? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet, in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages, and consider supporting PlayerEssence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube membership. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.